What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 93 of the Chumpcast. We had an interesting start to the night that involved a near calamity for Brick, so you'll have to forgive him for sobbing uncontrollably and repeatedly asking Mark to hold him like a toddler. He did eventually compose himself, allowing us to get to your excellent listener submissions as well as our review of Solo, a Star Wars story. We'll be seeing Johnny Knoxville and the Jackass Boys in Action Point next week. In honor of that, we want to hear the story of the stupidest way you've ever been injured. Pick a story and send it to us via social media at the Chumpcast. You can also call or text us at 847-920-6107. If you leave us a good enough voicemail, you might hear yourself on a future episode. If you'd like to support the show, you can find our merch at thechumpcast.com. We always appreciate kind reviews, subscriptions, and ratings on Apple Podcasts. You can also shop on Amazon through our affiliate link at thechumpcast.com/Amazon. Now, if you'll excuse me... Boy, that was a close one.
You almost died, Brick.
Did you see your life pass before your eyes?
I was actually unfazed, and then I was like, I have to deal with this now. This sucks ass.
You almost died.
I did notice that you spent a lot of time just sitting in your car.
Really? Did I?
It was about 30 seconds before you got out, and I was like, is he dead?
Yeah, I was just like, I was evaluating the damage, and I was like, yeah, this is my nightmare. This is my nightmare. So
For the listeners.
What happened?
You can explain it, because I'll just get fucking pissed.
I know you guys are coming over. You say 5:30, so I assume 6 o'clock. So I go out to have a glass of wine on my porch, because it's a beautiful night in Chicago. Sun's still out. There's baby birds on my porch.
You shaved your pubes.
I did.
Nice.
And I see Brick's car, and I'm like, okay, Brick's here. And I look down, I'm checking my phone, and a few seconds later, I hear... And I look up, and apparently as soon as Brick opened his car door, a girl sideswiped his car and basically just fucked your door in half.
How do I explain this? I opened it up 1 centimeter, and she took that, and it took the whole door and reversed it.
So, you know,
inside out.
When you open a door, it has like stages. You can open it halfway or you can open it all the way based on the hinges. Your door opened almost 180 degrees.
This wasn't a side swipe. A side swipe is when the door is closed and just swipes the side of your car. This was, the door
How would you
was
describe it?
He slightly opened the door to where the car was directly in front of it and hit it with direct impact and just crushed it.
It bent your door in half.
Yeah, it did.
But it didn't Tommy Boy it to that effect. You know the scene in Tommy Boy?
You didn't see it when it was first... It Tommy Boyed it.
Oh, it did?
Oh, it did. I pulled it back because
shit.
I'm a fucking bamf, but at the same time, yeah, pissed.
That's actually a really good description, is that it was Tommy Boyed. So, Brick, how you feeling right now?
I just don't want to have to deal with it, but I got to deal with it. I can't close my door now, and I can't drive anywhere.
And I got to keep talking about it for the sake of the podcast, so
yeah,
it doesn't help either.
You mind if we bring it up for the podcast? Well, I know
as we continue,
eventually.
I'm just going to keep bringing it up to see how angry you get.
Well, I have Zen-like patience, and I'll be fine.
Has she texted you with her insurance information yet?
Now I'm going to get pissed off almost immediately.
Don't piss him off.
Yeah, this isn't going to be a funny podcast because I'm the only funny one here besides Mark.
Yeah, besides me.
So
2/3.
But I'm not funny today because I'm pissed off. So
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's why you're not funny.
I did a very good job of not laughing at you, though.
You did.
The first thing I said in my defense is, "Are you okay?"
That's the first thing that I said to the girl, too, who fucked my car with her car.
Are you okay? Because you're not about to be.
And that "Are you okay?" was actually directed at the girl, not you, Brick.
Anyways, it's been a very eventful night.
It's only just begun. But now it's going to be less eventful because I'm here, so.
I do want to point out that it could have been way worse.
It could have been.
You could have been stepping out of your car.
Your leg could have just got Tommy Boyed.
Give me a movie where the person stops a moving train or like a moving car with just their body.
Superman.
Yeah, lame. Give me another one. Give me another one.
Superman 2.
All right. Sick. The sequels are always better than the first ones. Okay.
Oh, I got one. What's that Will Smith movie?
Hancock.
Hancock. Yes. I knew Mark would come through. That's what I'm talking about. I'm Hancock. Oh, she just called me.
That's
she
great.
Just called me. I probably should call her back.
All right.
I think you should do it on air.
Hold on. Now that you're a little more happy, let's explain why this is a big deal. Because Brick decided not to take down her information after she smashed its door in. I guess Brick, what'd you do? Gave her your number and just had the faith in her, which is good for you. That's great.
No,
I
that's
believe
a
in
very
humanity.
dumb idea.
I believe in people. She just called me back. I believe in people.
She
I
just
like that
drove
about
by.
you. I like that about
she
you,
just
though.
drove by and was like,
Whammy!
and just gone.
Yo.
Wait.
I hate your guts. I probably should. I'm going to have to go ahead and call her back immediately, right?
Do you not want to do this
I
on
hope.
air?
Hold on.
I'll
I
do it
hope.
on air. I'll fucking do it on air.
I hope she
What's
leaves a
gonna do?
voicemail. If it's a voicemail and she's like, you know what, Brick, I really don't have insurance. I don't even have a family. Like, I'm already in Indiana right now. I can't pay for this. That would be hilarious.
Well, she said that this is her mom's car. So this is definitely her
Lies.
mom. I also don't want to just like exchange insurance information like on the air.
No, just
like,
go ahead and give us your social security number.
All right, perfect.
It's fine.
It's 320. Clearly not.
We can obviously bleep things. If you listen to the last episode, we bleeped
I mean, I could.
plenty.
You mean when you spoiled A Quiet Place?
Why? Because
My brother,
someone died.
my brother was pissed. He's like, "Oh fuck, Mark for spoiling it." And I was like, "I called you out
I
for not
bleeped it.
bleeping, but you bleeped. You bleeped. You didn't bleep enough because there still was a little. Well, it's still inferred a little bit.
Fuck you, Billy.
What am I supposed to wait for? For the fucking movie to play on TBS or some shit? No.
Yeah, apparently.
It's been like 2 weeks.
She's calling me again. Okay,
Put it on
Speakerphone.
speaker.
Do it.
Matt Percetto.
Yes, my name's Patricia. I'm calling regarding my car because my daughter was driving my car
Yes.
and I hit the mirror and the door.
Okay, yeah, my car is pretty much undrivable, so if you want to come back, that's fine.
I mean, then we'll figure out how to get it fixed because I need the mirror.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay, so
I could use my
you're
door too.
Green and on which side of the street?
It's
But we passed by right now, but I guess she passed it by and we couldn't see.
you'd noticed my car. It's actual trashed car now. Go ahead and give me a call once you're here, and then we'll
Yes.
we'll do the deed.
Okay, yes, okay.
Thank you.
Wow, truly riveting radio.
God damn it. Guess it's gonna be her word versus mine.
All right. Here's
You're
the-
a witness, though.
Don't
You're a
drag me
witness.
into this.
You're a witness. You said you were
I'm-
out on your porch. You just have it all on there.
Here's the problem. Wasn't the phone in the driver's seat when she got out? Do you think she was on her phone?
Do you think she was high on PCP?
Well, I think these are all unconfirmed, but 100%. There's no doubt about it.
All right. Here's the next thing I'm going to ask you. Since you didn't get her information.
Yeah, let me just rip this beer real quick.
All
We
right.
can go talk to this
Rip the beer.
lady.
You can listen while I ask this, though.
What a
Did you
great
take any
idea.
pictures? Did you take pictures of your car and her car?
No.
All right. Well, this is perfect because she's coming back with the car she drove. So I would recommend you get pictures.
Yeah.
Of everything.
Yes,
and
of
also
everything.
her license plate number.
This
Yeah.
is actually a blessing that she's coming back with this car.
Yeah,
It's not. It's just I believe in people. People believe in me. Let's figure
No,
it
it's
out.
fine. It was spur the moment. Your adrenaline is running. Like you forget things.
I actually didn't even have any adrenaline. I was just like, fucking, I have to go to the goddamn auto mechanic.
She
and
just
deal with
knew,
this.
like,
Yeah.
well, he can't drive his car. He's not fucking going anywhere. His door won't even close. What
Yeah.
an idiot.
Here's why.
I
All right.
fake newsed her, though. I fake newsed her. Yeah, it was definitely, she thought it was my fault, but it definitely wasn't.
All right. Let's leave it at this.
There's
though.
no way.
You didn't
Because
die.
of the way it angled. The way that it angled. You can't even have, you have to have at least like,
Who are you
what,
trying to convince?
inches?
Me or you?
You. And you.
I'm not a cop.
And me.
I'm not a judge.
You know what? You're alive, and she didn't sideswipe your whole car. The door is going to have to be removed, but from the looks of it, it looks like it's just the door, maybe.
mean,
and
It
that,
is just the door.
You're alive,
That's actually
so
great.
This
because
bitch
you
couldn't
can-
even finish the job.
Yeah.
She's not getting paid.
Those hitmen, they'll never get
Getting
me.
worse and worse,
They'll
man.
never get me.
Wow, so that was fun. Brick literally left to go talk to the police.
I like the police. Police are nice people.
Did you get that poor woman deported?
It's because you're white.
No, but she is still out there talking to the police, and they're like, "You're free to go. We got your story." The girl who actually drove wasn't even here. So, what?
Wow.
Couple
You have
thi-
no sympathy for these people.
Couple-
You're just a terrible son of a bitch.
That's not true. I believe in people, and they believe in me, and I think we're both gonna get it resolved just how we both want it.
AKA, her insurance pays for it.
Exactly.
There's a
Okay.
couple of reasons why her daughter wasn't here. Either she doesn't have a license, which is very probable, or the mom was like, no, you're not coming with. You're going to fuck this story up. Let me do this. I do this all the time.
Or she was drunk.
Eh,
That's
It was like-
possible.
I don't know.
It was like 5:30.
Yeah. She's like,
So?
what, 17 probably?
She was 21. I asked.
Really? Okay.
There you go. She was drunk.
She was drinking then.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Should we get on with the actual show
Please.
now that this hubbub is over.
I don't want to even deal with this, but I will get into one thing. The cops were awesome because they were very official when they had the cameras on. They let me know the cameras
Easy
were
for
on.
you to say, white boy.
Yeah, you white.
The cop was Asian.
motherfucker.
He was very cool. And then he turned the cameras off, and he's like, I'm just turning this camera off. And he just goes, yeah, fucking cameras are the worst. Fucking. He just like swore like 4 times. I was like, all right, sick. And he's like, all right, you're free to go. And I was like,
How
you're
dare
fucking
the
man.
city hold me accountable for my actions?
They're
Yeah, I
not
don't-
my actions. My door was open. She crushed my door.
yeah, that's still a hard sell, though. The cops were very cool, Brick. Chicago cops, that's a very hard sell.
Yeah. They're out there beating someone right now.
I like police. Sorry, I like order and police.
You
That-
would, white boy.
Speaking of order, we're going to get into Star Wars later. Let's really get into some order.
The
First order.
Okay.
Oh.
So our listener submissions for the week. We had 2 questions for the first time ever. One was more boring than the other.
Guess whose question was that?
I'm sorry. I didn't want to go immediately full filth from the jump. And stupid me, because we got way fewer submissions for that.
Absolutely. Also, the first dumb question known that we declared was a dumb question was you asking who would you rather be fisted by, the Hulk or Wolverine? That was the first question.
I don't see your point.
Yeah, so you jumped the gun pretty much from the start, getting filthy with it.
How's that filthy?
No, we didn't lay it out between one or the other. It was name any superhero. Because I
name
think I said
who
the
you would
Thing or
least
something.
want to be fisted by.
Mine was
It wasn't
Sandman,
the Hulk or Wolverine.
because I wouldn't want the sand in my crack.
Yeah.
Eternal sand in your
Right.
ass.
Let's keep going here. The first question we had, which had a couple of decent answers, was if you had to make an obscure Star Wars character movie, who would it revolve around? I got one
So it's
actually.
like Boskin. Go ahead.
Yeah. Wait, you know who Bosk is?
I played I know Star Wars from Battlefront
I'm
2.
so proud of you right now. The
Lizard-
lizard face, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he-
Bosk.
They dropped a Bosk reference in there, and I was like,
They did.
Bosk, what up, dude?
We had 1 or 2 that were worth talking about. L.A. Drew Cool, who comments on a lot of our posts, and we appreciate that, said the Gonk droids. Do either of you have any idea who that is?
The Gronk droids?
Gronk?
The Gonk. Close enough. When they go to meet Lando in this film, there are droids fighting in a cage. They're basically MMA droids. Those are Gonk droids.
Oh, sick. Okay, I'd see some Gronk
Yeah, we
droids
saw
if
those.
they made it into Gronk. If Gronk was one of the droids, I'd go see it.
He would crush that league.
It'd be amazing.
Kyle A. Robinson 51 said a Planet Earth style documentary on the Ewoks, narrated by Samuel L. Jackson. So basically, Planet Endor.
That would
Right.
be enjoyable.
I would super be into something like that.
That's just the redwood forest in California.
Here is the Ewoks in their natural habitat.
And I love when
That's
our
not
list.
Samuel L. Jackson.
No, that was who was that?
I don't know.
In their natural habitat. That's just
It
a
sounds
general.
like you're trying to be French.
No,
No, I was just saying I love when our followers comment on our other followers' answers and just like laugh out loud, whatever. Just shows it was a good answer, you know, because that doesn't happen a lot.
I'd watch it.
so not. Good answer.
GSK Limo 77 says, make a Shadows of the Empire film. That was a video game in the late 90s, along with a short comic series and a couple novels, I think.
Who would that be based upon?
It was basically supposed to be a bridge between the prequels and the original 3.
So it would have been a middle tier.
It was a midquel.
That would be a first.
And by the way, it's not GSK Limo. It's GS Climo. That's my cousin, Greg. Shout out to Greg.
How the fuck would I know that?
Yeah, I hate you. Nice answer,
Anyways.
though, Greg.
On to the
G-Reg.
interesting question.
Hell yeah. This was definitely my question because I'm the best.
Oh, here we go. Don't break your arm patting yourself on the back.
I'm super flexible. So
If
wouldn't
you
happen.
had to make a Star Wars porno, what would it be called?
porn parody.
It's basically just a porno, right? Parody implies that it would be funny instead of just jerk-off material.
Yeah, that's why that was the question and not just a porno. A porn parody was the question.
I would jerk off to most of these.
I don't doubt it.
Obviously. I have jerked off to most of these. They're all real.
All right, we got a voicemail from our guy Jared, so let's take a listen to that.
Let's go. It's my guy, sportsmanship.
What's up, Chumps? It's Jared. Thinking Star Wars porn parody. I would go with Boba Fart. Basically just a naked girl in a Boba Fett helmet just farting on things. I like cake farts. Mostly just thought of this because I want everyone to realize how much Boba Fett fucking stinks as a character. Is like the most famous character in the Star Wars universe for getting eaten by the Scarlet Pit. So that's
He sucks.
really just a nice reminder for everybody. Also, origin stories, Emperor Palpatine would be cool just because he's got a lot of shit going on. So let me know what you think.
Damn. Okay.
Hey, Jared.
I
Thank
think-
you, Jared.
Yes, thank you, Jared. I think the funniest part about that is the fact that you mentioned cake farts in that whole thing. Boba farts is actually brilliant. in my opinion. And I would totally watch Boba Farts.
I know you would.
That'd be hilarious.
You sick.
And Boba Fett's a dope character, dude. Wrist
he's
rockets,
not. Shut up.
jetpack. They're coming out with a Boba Fett origin story.
Our girl White Trash Betty sent us an Instagram comment saying Wookie Nookie, which made me roll my eyes really hard. She says, "Excuse me, but I'm wine drunk and I laughed at my own answer for at least 7 minutes. I think this is bestiality. Do we need to call the police?"
A little Wookie Nookie.
Did you get a cop's number outside? Can we call the cops on this?
It is the non-emergency number, so it takes them a while to get there, but
No, this is an emergency.
okay, let's call it in.
That's gross as fuck.
Let me take one over here. I had a good answer from Terry Greenbeans. He said Jar Jar Boinks, which is, I think, hilarious in itself because Jar Jar Binks is such a shitty character, but Jar Jar Boinks just
I love a good
around.
play on words.
Yeah. The other one from AJ Varco, Boner Wars, The Last Chode.
I don't get it.
What?
Just goes deep on it.
That doesn't even fit though.
There's a
That's
lot
not
of-
even a
that's
play
what
on
she
words.
said.
That's just
Yeah. No, it's just changing the words to make it a porn parody. I
it's,
thought it was hilarious.
it's not even a pun.
It's just, he just went so
Okay.
deep into it.
Fair enough.
Amen Zinsky.
No pun intended on the reverse there because there's no way you're going deep with the chode, but
Amen Zinsky just said sex wars. Okay.
sometimes less is more.
Can I just start naming some of these?
Please just
No.
We have
Here,
like
this
50 comments here.
This is a perfect opportunity to bring up the_Kevin_11, who said, "Almost none of these are clever, you imbeciles. You're just replacing words in Star Wars titles with sex-related words."
Hey, Kevin, that was very insightful, but no fucking shit, dude.
Literally, that was
Also,
the question.
you didn't even leave us a fucking answer.
Yeah, good answer, Kevin. Way to come back and actually have a better one. Yeah, not really.
He's an imbecile. But
You don't call people imbeciles. That's very offensive. People get pissed when they get called an imbecile.
Imbecile.
call us
Also,
an idiot.
who
Don't
the
call me an
fuck
imbecile.
calls someone an imbecile?
You imbeciles. I think we got to give it to Chuck Load of Comics, though. He had a
a great list. Do you
Yes,
want to read that off?
he goes, gay porn, Return of the Brown Eye,
Okay.
Phantom Man Ass, Attack of the Bones, A New Hole, Empire Strikes Backside, The Ass Jedi, with just a giddy face afterwards. Those are all amazing.
He has clearly spent some time thinking about this.
I love the Return of the Brown Eye. That's actually, I actually laughed out loud at that one when I saw it.
I've got an amalgamation of two of these here from Engine 26 Studios and my guy, McTanner, McWyatt, McCourtney. The Empire Strokes Black.
Whammy.
Wow. I do like that you combine both those answers to make that an ultimate answer.
Whammy. That was a good one.
2 lightsabers, 1 Starlock pit.
I like that one.
Captain 2112, I hope you're enjoying that Deadpool poster, by the way. Star Wars, a new poke. A new poke. Just poking is happening in this? Just poking?
Mike.Burling. Darth Balls Deep. Get it? Like Darth Maul, but Darth Balls.
Deep.
This is easily the most childish question we've ever. I don't even care. This is hilarious.
Yeah, I'm actually having a blast.
Annie commented like 2 more posts. There was a couple of people that had 1 post and then there's posted 2 more after that. People were getting carried away with this question.
That's what we wanted, which is amazing.
I'm sure someone made a post and was like, wait, I got a better one. Oh, wait, I have a better one.
I can't delete this. Fuck it.
Yeah, this is staying on there. You said one that was actually hilarious in the groupie when we were talking about this. What's the guy? Dooku. Captain Dooku on my chest. What is that? Captain? What is that what it was?
Count Dooku on my chest.
That's so good.
Oh, that's terrible.
Any sort of Dooku reference to shitting is hilarious.
Who said Chubukaki? Chubukaki?
Chubukaki, a Star Wars story. You'll get an origin story for him.
Oh, God. We should probably stop this at some point.
Yeah,
Why, though?
Usagi Ojimbo, he commented too. He said Star Wars, a new ho. I'm pretty certain that's really a pornography.
That's a good possibility.
Star
Go,
Wars
look it up.
Attack of the
Google.
Cuckold.
I'm sure.
Not good. I'm not going to Google
Just
that.
do it.
But it's like
Do
that
it.
time that you Googled micro penis on my computer.
Yeah, that was
I don't
great.
need that in my search history. All right. For next week, we are interested in your dumb stories. Next week, we will be reviewing Action Point, starring Johnny Knoxville and all of the Jackass boys. So we want to know, what is the stupidest way in which you have ever injured yourself? I'm going to tease this right now because Mark has a really good one.
It wasn't. It was actually the most excruciating thing of my life, and it wasn't my fault. But
Which
yes,
is
we'll
what
get into
makes it hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't cause pain upon myself. It just happened, and I was in the worst place at the worst time.
I just want to hear the dumbest way in which you've been hurt.
So does this have to be self-inflicting hurt?
Nope.
Like, hey, I just did a backflip into a bush or something.
No, but I'm definitely here for those stories.
Okay. It can be one or the other. It can be something you had no control over.
How did you get hurt? Make me laugh.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm going to tease this. I'm going to tease this with a James Baccoon story. Shout out to JB.
God damn.
We used to, in college, we used to get really drunk, and then he would always do backflips off of things.
Why?
Because that's awesome to do.
By the way, this isn't a tease. This is just a story, but go on.
And that's where I end the story.
No, go on, though.
That's where you want.
That's
That's a tease. That's a tease.
Okay, that's a tease. All right.
All right. Shall we get into the news?
Let's do it.
We've got a litany of casting news. Super handsome Idris Elba has signed on to create a modern adaptation of the 19th century Victor Hugo Gothic novel, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Idris Elba, this super handsome dude, is going to play a hunchback.
Probably my least favorite Disney animated film.
I'm going to go with Mulan.
Really?
Yeah, that movie sucked.
I'll make a man
out of you.
It didn't
Be
have
a
Chris Rock.
man is out of us.
Maybe-
Be a man.
Can you at least be in tune? Maybe Pocahontas. That wasn't very good either.
Colors of the
That was my
Wind?
favorite. What's your favorite Disney movie? I think we've done this, but I love saying mine because it's epic.
I think mine's got to be Toy Story.
Really?
Yeah.
Tarzan.
What?
I love Tarzan so much. I love Phil Collins. The whole soundtrack is great.
Phil
Made me
Collins
cry.
puts out some bangers.
That
on
is the greatest soundtrack. I will argue to the death about
Right.
greatest soundtrack.
We're
in
not
Disney
going to have
movies.
this conversation.
I'm
Tarzan.
putting my bid in here.
Phil
For
Collins.
Aladdin.
Aladdin
Riff-Raff,
is the safe bet.
Street
You're
Rat.
just going full coward right now.
I don't buy that. Dude, also the Genie is hilarious. Also,
Underrated.
my man,
Rest
a
in
true
peace.
underdog story. You know, just like, oh, here's my dope pad that's actually shitty as fuck, but here's an apple that's like rolling up and down my arm. Now I'm gonna bang you. You're a princess.
Are you just going to go scene by scene for Aladdin for me?
Yeah.
Yes.
This isn't a tease,
We
by
got
the way.
seats here.
Underrated. Anastasia. Great movie, too.
But I'll give you my not underrated movie that is super underrated. Emperor's New Groove. Crunk cracks my ass up, dude. Squeakity, squeak, 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 squeak.
Actually, mine might be Lion King now that we're talking
Okay.
about it.
This is a topic for another day.
All right, we're going Disney Originals. Smart House. Let's go. I'm just
In
kidding.
other news,
He's a smart guy. No, that's a completely different
that is a
show.
very different
That's
thing.
a great show, though.
That's a great
Dis-
show. What about that show? That show is
I'm
great.
going to mute both
Marcus?
of your microphones.
Marcus, he always like flicks his nose when he's like, ha 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 ha. Oh, shit.
In other news, Liam Neeson has joined Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson for the Men in Black reboot.
Hell
Do you
yeah.
think
What?
someone gets taken? Maybe taken by aliens?
I'm thinking this one through here. Who's the damsel?
I don't
Who's
know.
the main lead for female lead?
Tessa Thompson, but she's too much of a badass to be taken.
What's Tessa Thompson been in?
Thor Ragnarok?
Keep going.
She was Valkyrie in Ragnarok.
Keep going.
She's in Westworld.
Here, this is her.
How do you not know Tessa Thompson?
Oh, it's Maeve.
No, it's
No,
not
that's-
Maeve.
oh my God.
That's Thandie Newton.
That's Thandie Newton.
God damn it.
You racist motherfucker. Do all black women look the same to you?
This picture he showed is very Maeve-like.
That is not Maeve. That is not Thandie Newton. You fail.
Show me.
Oh my
show me.
God. I don't even want to keep going with this.
Oh, I see her now. It was a very quick, small picture. It was like him on his phone going through the Google images, and that there's like the three in the top, and it was 1/3 of
Stop
one
it.
picture.
Stop trying to
And she
excuse
had
this.
sunglasses on.
Stop
Get
it.
out of here.
Is my favorite guy from Men in Black going to be in this one? She's on a lunch break.
I don't have the answer to that.
She's on a lunch break.
If they
You
know what they're
sound
doing, then yes.
And looked just like him with your face.
He's on his
They're
lunch break.
Vincent D'Onofrio?
He's like,
He's all fat and shit now, though.
I would have never known what actor that was that played that character.
Mark, you got to give me one more.
He's on his lunch break.
It's actually spot on.
Moving on. Jake Gyllenhaal is in talks to play Mysterio in a Spider-Man sequel. So I guess he's not going to be our next Batman.
I'm wondering how they're going to dress up Mysterio.
Fishbowl
If it
on
is
the head.
the lamest villain costume, by the way.
No, it's not.
I think it is.
The lamest?
It's the
No
most
chance.
typical villain. Oh, stupid bullhead. I'm the fucking dumb.
That's the whole point,
villain.
though, is that you couldn't see his face.
I guess
Like, it gets cloudy. It's like hypnotizing.
that's kind of a good question, too. Who is the lamest supervillain of all time?
The Joker.
Shut up, dude. I hate you. Don't talk about my rogues gallery.
Honestly, I would take Deadpool and Domino over Harley Quinn and the Joker. Is that a hot take?
What is that even in relation to?
I just think I would rather have them on my team than the Joker and Harley Quinn on my team.
Are we talking about villains? Because those two people aren't really villains. Deadpool and Domino. Like, I
Why
don't
are
know.
both of you incapable of staying on any sort of rational
The news,
train
we
of
go
thought?
way off the tracks every time. It's great. It's great.
I should just do this by myself.
No, let's keep talking about it. You think Mysterio,
I think it's a great villain. Jake Gyllenhaal is a great actor.
I agree.
He doesn't have to
I'm
wear
not
a
arguing
dumb
it's not a
costume.
great villain. I just don't like it. I just think the villain looks stupid.
Mysterio's the guy with like the bulb head.
Yeah, he
Yes.
does hypnotic illusion type stuff. In Old Man Logan, he's the one that tricked Logan into killing the rest of the X-Men. Spoiler for a comic from 10 years ago.
Wow.
He kind of is dressed like the Green Goblin, but has a
Cape
fishbowl on his
and
head.
a bowl on his head.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that's
Yeah,
what
you
he
could probably
looked like.
lose the cape.
It's a very simple costume to do.
It looks like he has one of those heads that, like, you know, when you touch it, the electricity will all go to your finger.
Yeah, that's fair.
Why
He's
does
got
he
a
wear the
bulb
fishbowl
ass.
on his head? Smithers?
I
don't know.
Because he was made up in the 60s and 70s.
Okay. I'm sure there's a specific reason. I
I'm
just
sure
thought
that
you would
there
know.
is.
They were just ripped in the basement being like, yeah, you know what's pretty cool? Is
A
this
fishbowl
electric thing
head.
that should shock you, but doesn't shock you. It's like an illusion. He should be a supervillain.
All right, last bit of casting news. Oscar winners Halle Berry and Angelica Houston have been cast in John Wick 3.
Halle Berry?
Yeah.
You said Holly Berry.
I know. You're a little
Does it
drunk, dude. It's okay.
Matter?
Go on. It's just the news.
Holly
the news.
Berry and Halle Berry is completely different.
Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me? Are we going to start calling each other out for all the shit that we say that's wrong? Because I got all night.
What? Hold on. You said something.
You said
Couple-
Holly Berry.
No, he also
Idiot.
said something I don't pronounce the same way. What did you say?
Remember when I said we
He
weren't going
said-
to record for 2.5 hours anymore?
He said milk.
No, milk.
I've literally never said that.
What have you never said?
Hold on. I'm trying to see what was the last
Milk.
movie Halle Berry was in.
Kingsman 2.
Swordfish.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Kingsman too. Okay.
She
I thought it was
in
like
for
Catwoman or something.
No reason and barely had a part
Yeah, she didn't really have a part.
and was not great.
I don't think
I
she was
could
great.
definitely
No.
do without this.
She was a very
Angelica Houston, though, Morticia Adams, in for that.
Yeah.
Great.
Wait, so the Addams family's coming back with the movie? Who's playing the hand? I could play it. Look at my hands. They're trash. God.
In Maybe There Is a God news, Transformers 7 has been removed from Paramount's release schedule.
No.
That wasn't planned either.
And in No Way, God Has Actually Forsaken Us news, Ryan Reynolds and Michael Bay are teaming up to make a movie about 6 billionaires who fake their own deaths and form an elite team to take down bad guys, coming to Netflix with a budget of $150 million.
They're not
No.
going to blow shit up in that movie.
Peace. That sounds literally amazing, 1,000 amazing. Who else is
Really,
in there?
a Michael Bay movie sounds amazing.
They're going to
Yes.
blow so much shit up.
Ryan Reynolds is a billionaire and just exploding shit with 5 other billionaires. That's going to be amazing.
You realize that Ryan Reynolds has made very bad movies.
Not lately. His most recent one was a banger.
Wow.
It's okay. Because if this one falls flat, we have Deadpool 3.
In other God Has Forsaken Us news, Comcast is reportedly set to beat Disney's bid for Fox Studios with an all-cash offer. So think
What?
about that. They're going to beat $52 billion with cash. Think
Not-
about the next time you pay your fucking cable bill. They're sitting on over $52 billion in cash.
In cash.
Is that not the most supervillain thing to ever do? Is just to buy out the franchise that's dominating?
The thing that
In
everybody is
cash.
waiting for to happen, Disney to get the X-Men back, and you're like, nah, I'm going to step in and fuck this up.
Yeah.
Are
Let's
they?
make TV shows. NBC? Is that even related to Comcast? No.
NBC is owned by Comcast Universal.
So, yeah, let's make it a... fucking, I'm pissed.
Guess
I
we
fucking hate Comcast.
Guess we
so
need to
much.
start calling them Comcash. Okay, I'll see myself out.
Moving
All right,
on.
Mark's off the podcast now.
James Mangold is reportedly set to write and direct a Boba Fett movie for some stupid-ass reason.
Yes.
We likely won't be seeing this until at least 2021.
Suck it, Jared.
Josh Trank was originally supposed to direct this to be released in place of Solo, so this is what we would have gotten last week. But then he made Fantastic Four, and everybody was like, nah,
No.
we're done. We don't need that.
It's not his fault. Fantastic Four are lame.
No, it's 100% his fault.
I kind of agree with you.
Who?
Smithers.
Oh.
You don't know anything about the Fantastic Four except for the shitty movies that they made, so you can't say that they're lame.
More like the Fantastic Boer. All right, I'm off the podcast too.
All right,
Yes,
peace.
please, thank you.
Yeah, guys, remember when my car is obliterated outside? Fucking shit.
Which brings us to our
Best.
Best.
We the best!
Worst.
The worst! She's the worst person in the world. Huge, skank, terrible, but thank you.
Brick, would you like to kick this off?
One of my favorite things in the world is she's the worst.
John Ralphio, one of the best characters ever.
I have to 100% agree. I will like to start this off, and it's...
I'm sorry, you're not going to just immediately give this to the girl that almost killed you less than 2 hours ago.
No. Because I like to stay positive with my stuff, and she could have had a little more awareness, but I don't blame her. I don't blame her that much. John Mayer is my best man alive because he came out with a new music video for his song New Light, which I've actually found to be pretty catchy. So he needed to make a new video for his music video, but nobody could agree on a budget. So he went to a place downtown that made this like bar mitzvahs and like birthday videos, and the video is hilarious. It's just the cheesiest video of all time. Shout out to John Mayer for making just a cheesy music video just for the fun of it.
And this video is for what?
His new single.
Do you have a name for that single?
It's called New Light, which I mentioned earlier.
There's a part in the
I want you to
music
reiterate.
video where it's the backdrop is him flying over the city, and it's just him in front of the green screen with his hands out like fucking what's her face from Titanic. It's pretty enjoyable.
He's wearing sweatpants, and he's wearing sweatpants that are just the same sweatshirt the whole time in all of his cuts. It's actually hilarious. So shout out to him for keeping it real, and he's brilliant.
He always wears sweatpants. He's a pretty cool style though.
I appreciate that life.
Did you see his Pickle Rick Air Maxes?
I did.
Those were amazing.
Really?
Yes.
He was on Harmon's podcast, which he never does podcasts, but he went on Dan Harmon's podcast.
He would come on this podcast.
So yeah, it definitely would come on here. But he is hilarious. Like he's way funnier than you think he is. I've seen him live actually.
Wow, good story.
Shout out to Lisa Schold.
I have a
My
worse man
girl.
alive. Roger Goodell fucking sucks.
Ugh, what else is new?
We don't get into politics here, but basically what's happening with the NFL, if you haven't heard, is that they're not going to allow these guys to protest, which is basically taking away their First Amendment right, which is a shitty thing to do for these rich old white dudes. I don't want to belabor this, but also I'm sick of fucking hearing about it. And for them to come out in the off season and say this, and I'm sick of it.
So what happens? They can either not participate by sitting in the locker room during the announcements,
Or you have to stand and quote unquote respect the flag, which basically means it's up to the commissioner to decide whether or not you're going to be punished for whatever it is that you do.
So is it a punishment or is it like a 15-yard flag? I thought they were instilling a flag.
What's the
involved.
difference? Either way, you're punishing someone for practicing their right to
That's what I'm saying.
protest.
I'm trying to determine if it's going to be a fine or if it's a flag, because I think a flag would be more important to a football team being like, all right, I don't want to start off the game with a 15-yard penalty and just have a brutal kick.
The point is that it's a shitty thing to do to
I
try to
agree.
take away someone's right to express themselves.
I agree.
Whether or not you agree with them that's totally irrelevant, because what you're supposed to do is let the general public decide. You have free speech, and if you say something that's fucking stupid or you do something that's fucking stupid, then the public derides you. You don't stop someone from saying something. That's all I got. Mark,
Cool.
Please save this.
I really hope ESPN doesn't fucking talk about this for 2 more weeks, because
That's exactly what they're going to do.
I've stopped watching.
and that's
ESPN.
why nobody fucking watches ESPN. I'm not talking about whether you agree with this or don't. It's just gotten so political. Thank God they have UFC fights or something now. They did something
yeah,
with
actually,
UFC.
they just bought that from Fox.
Thank God they bought that for Fox, because they need some fucking actual sports playing on their fucking broadcast.
You don't
They
want to
haven't
watch
done that
college
for-
softball?
No, I don't. I really don't. But
they
anyways,
haven't talked about sports in years. It's always about the politics.
Yeah.
I digress. Let's get into some shit that actually matters. And that's that A$AP Rocky released a CD today. So I'm going to just focus on rap, which we don't even talk about music usually. But there were some CDs that dropped today. We have A$AP Rocky that just dropped a new CD. CD is titled Testing. It's pretty fucking epic. I listened to it all day at work today. Go check that out. I know Pusha T just released a CD. And I'm also going to mention my best man alive is Drake, because not even within 24 hours, Drake is this much of a savage. So Pusha T was basically dissing on Drake throughout his CD. Drake released a diss track responding to his whole fucking album release within 24 hours, and it just ripped Pusha T apart.
He did the same thing with Meek Mill when he did back-to-back. Dude, he just fucking destroyed him.
I'm not going to get into it, but listen to the song. Drake released it, I believe, on his Instagram. It's on SoundCloud. That's how quickly he wanted to put this shit out. He just
amazing.
posted that shit to SoundCloud.
Good. I
But
got an
anyways,
outro song then.
Best Man Alive, Drake. Best Man Alive, A$AP Rocky. Go listen to his new CD, Testing.
All right, I got one more worst man alive, and that's Deadspin. Brick, I clued you in on this. We're both big fans of PFT Commenter.
Absolutely.
I don't fully support Barstool because I think some of the people that work there are jackasses and not funny.
President. But I think he's funny.
That's fine. And it's your opinion. I don't care. But for Deadspin, and specifically Laura Wagner, one of their writers, to come out and say PFT Commenter is sexist and, homophobic or whatever she did in her article is a false equivalency. Because what she's saying is that because people at Barstool are sexist or whatever, that he must be too, which is idiotic.
And that he hides behind this false persona that is PFT Commenter and
which
then
is
outs him.
Hilarious because she says, literally in the article, 30 seconds of Googling leads you to his actual identity. So which is it? Is he hiding or are you just being stupid?
Good point.
I don't get this. They're just fucking
The fact
standing
that
on
she just called him out,
circumstance.
it was
so
just a
idiotic.
salty, like pathetic kind of just like, I thought it was like basically a clickbait to steal.
You're not wrong. And Deadspin has been on a spiral to the fucking toilet ever
No
since the
pun
whole
intended.
Hulk Hogan thing, which really sucks because I really do like some of the people that write for Deadspin. Drew McGarry is one of my favorite writers. He writes for GQ. He's hilarious. But then they hire people like this that just fucking go for the low-hanging fruit, try to rabble-rouse and shit. It's just fucking stupid.
Take people down. Yeah, be over it.
I'm done being negative for the rest of the night.
Prowl.
I had
Nice.
2 things that I had to get off my chest, and that's it.
Your Dooku chest?
Wow.
Also, fuck Mark.
Someone poop on your chest?
Oh, impromptu worst man alive. Mark,
Why? What did I do?
having the worst theater etiquette.
Oh, yeah. Let's get into this.
Okay.
So I'm in the middle of the climax of Solo last night.
Super climaxed.
Oh, you were climatic.
I was
Oh,
climaxing
yeah.
so hard. I see a flash go off behind me. So, as anybody would, I look over my left shoulder, and who is it but Mark standing there with his iPhone in his hand in a dark theater full of people, with it setting his flash off to take a picture of me as I'm watching this movie.
With your free medium-sized Coke.
It was a small
Okay.
for 8,000 points at Regal. You
And a small
rip-off
is still
bastard.
38 ounces. It's huge.
Yes, it is.
She's like, you want to upgrade for 50 cents? I'm like, no, I don't want 62 ounces of Coke right now. I'm just going to lose it.
Mark is the guy that shows up with a tuna fish sandwich from Jimmy John's and a fucking
Extra jalapenos.
Costco diet soda. And he sits in the handicap seats and he takes flash photography. You are the worst theater goer in the country.
All right. I'm not going to get into it. Some of that is true. Some of it is false.
I bet you were the asshole that was clapping when Chewbacca showed up in fucking Solo too, right?
I had no idea what was going on the whole time.
Do you clap when a pilot lands a plane?
I do not clap.
Yes, he does.
Well, no,
dude. He's
100%.
like
One
1,000,000,000%.
One person did clap right at the end when the credits rolled.
Boo.
I was like,
Boo.
boo. He was that person that wasn't clapping for the movie. He was clapping to get other people to clap. That was what he was doing.
And
Also,
that guy was
don't
Mark.
clap in a fucking movie. The actors can't hear you.
All right.
Woo!
Here's what really happened. I got out of my theater 45 minutes early. I was in a showing that was 45 minutes before Ryan's. I decided I knew Ryan was going to be at this movie by himself. Like me, I was at this one by myself too, and I was pretty lonely. So I wanted to go see how Ryan was doing, make sure he wasn't.
So instead of texting me,
Nah,
you just barge into the theater.
And I couldn't see you. So instead of like putting on my flashlight or just using the glow of my iPhone screen, I decided just to maybe take a picture. And that way I can just capture in the moment how you looked at that climactic scene during Solo. And I think I captured it pretty well.
It was more artistic integrity than anything.
It was. That's true, Brick. Thank you for mentioning that. And if you want to see the picture, you can actually go to our Instagram and see Ryan's face and see how much he's really enjoying the movie and just enjoying being alive. Like, look at Ryan's demeanor.
That is as happy as you'll see Ryan Smith.
happy as you will see him. But anyways, yeah, I'm a douchebag.
I have the look on my face that anybody would have if someone behind them was setting off a flash in a fucking dark movie theater.
Okay, well, you also texted me earlier that you texted me while I was in the theater. You're like, I just got in here and there's literally three people. So
There
I
were
walked
when I showed up.
I walked in there giving no fucks because I thought there was going to be only 3 people in there, but it was a full theater.
But yeah, he soon
But you
realized
did
it
it
was a
anyways.
giant full theater and did it anyways. Yeah.
Whatever. Go check
So
it out on Instagram.
You officially trump Roger Goodell and Deadspin for worst piece of shit alive.
Classic.
I will also, I'll add myself somewhat into that worst piece of shit alive, but I also found a hustle to Mark, who introduced me to stealing handicap seats. There is a row in the theater that I go to for the IMAX theater that no one ever goes to that has all handicap seats, but there's like 2 regular seats. So I always buy the 2 regular seats. And then when no one goes to the handicap seats, I'll move to the center of the theater and have the best seat in the house.
Did you at least got to walk in there with a limp?
No, they're just like,
Can you
guy's
at
probably
least
just retarded.
buy a wheelchair and just wheel yourself? It would make me feel so much better.
I would, if I did, I should get crutches just to have that.
All right.
Yes, I agree.
It's also not worth it because you could just go there anyway.
I might be completely wrong with this thought process, but
Probably.
bear with me. Bear with me. You guys can bitch at Ryan on Twitter if I'm wrong. My thought is, I usually buy these tickets last minute, and that's usually the only thing that's left is a handicap seat. But if someone were to come in that was handicapped, they can for sure have my seat. But why let the seat go to waste? Why just let nobody take the seat? Because everyone's just like, no, that's a handicap seat. I can't have it. You can have it. You just have to.
Wait a second. You're saying what about handicapped people?
What do you mean? Saying you have.
Whoa.
Take it easy.
Okay.
Is that a microaggression?
Take it
Fuck,
easy,
I
man.
fucked. All right. Anyways, bitch at Ryan on Twitter. I don't know what to say.
Why would you
about
bitch at
this.
Ryan? You're the one who just dropped the.
I don't communicate in social-
Jesus Christ.
I
What
can't
did
believe you
handicapped
just
people ever do to
said
you?
that, dude.
What did I say?
That's incredible.
I know I
dude.
didn't say
You think
anything.
you know
You guys are
something?
fucking with me. That's great, though. That's great.
Unfucking believable.
I think that might be a good
You're an
transition.
emotional fucking cripple. Your soul is dog shit. Every single fucking thing about you is ugly.
What movie is that from?
That's from Bad Santa.
I've never seen Bad Santa.
Well, either way, I think that's a good transition into Star Wars, right?
I think that is a perfect segue into our movie review for the week.
I hate you guys.
Solo, a Star Wars story.
Mine was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, yours was actually not bad. I don't know what Mark's doing. 70%
Mark's
on
making
Rotten
fun of
Tomatoes.
those people he just fucking ran to.
Hey. Let's
Only
keep going.
54% from fans.
Fuck off with
Hold
that.
on. What was the Rotten Tomato score?
70 from critics.
No,
54 from fans.
the total score.
70
Hold on.
from critics.
Not what I'm seeing.
Okay, great.
Hold on.
128 if you're going to combine the scores.
124, but okay.
I didn't hear the scores.
What about the IMDb?
I don't know. We never do the IMDb.
We should do more IMDb because fuck Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, fuck all of them then.
Let's do our ratings.
We do. What am I still waiting for?
Because, man, I saw that the score was 69% for Rotten Tomatoes and the score was 6.9 for IMDb.
Kill your mic now.
Nice.
Budget of roughly $250 million for a fairly visually stunning film. Partially directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller before they were fired 4 months into principal photography, citing creative differences, only to bring on Ron Howard. It's been reported that Ron Howard reshot more than 80% of this film.
Damn.
Wow. Why so?
Because he didn't like the way it was going. So Lord and Miller cited creative differences. The rumors are that Alden Ehrenreich, who plays Han Solo, basically just can't improv at all and is not funny. I don't know how true that is, but I'm inclined to believe it based on seeing his performance in this movie. He's not very funny.
No.
He seems like a guy that can read lines, but not somebody that could like carry a film on his own.
Good action star. I agree that the comedy was lacking and they missed a lot of opportunities in this movie. That was one of the nags that I had on this movie.
This is perfect because we can talk about Alden. He's already signed on for 2 more Star Wars films. So I suppose it really kind of matters whether or not you liked him.
I thought he was a great Han Solo. I had no problems with him being Han Solo. What's he even been in previously? I think that the fact that they got a no-name
He was
kind
in
of guy.
Hail Caesar. Don't
Exactly.
Even know what
So
else.
more or less, they got a no-name guy. I think you kind of have to go that route because Harrison Ford is such an iconic actor.
They needed a guy with big hair.
Sure.
But what did you think about his mannerisms? I thought his mannerisms were pretty on point for a Harrison Ford type Han Solo.
I think he was more Han Solo than Donald Glover was Lando Calrissian.
I agree.
I couldn't agree more.
I love Donald Glover. I would rather just see him be Donald Glover than trying to impersonate Billy D. Williams.
I agree. I love Donald Glover. I love Atlanta. I love a lot of things that he does. His stand-up is hilarious.
I wish he would do
Community's
the
awesome.
Deadpool animated series. Fuck.
Yeah, that sucks.
Would have loved that. Because everything you like, Atlanta itself is like just, it's actually just like, you want it to be a comedy, but it's also just captivating. Like my brother watches it and I'll just get like sucked into an episode here and there and be like, wow, this is actually just like good writing.
It's an amazing story.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I felt like Donald Glover was forcing it to a degree. I don't know if
He's not as smooth as Billy D. Williams was, and that's because it was the 70s. Like it's not going to happen.
Agreed. So
what about the rest of the cast? We have Emilia Clarke, aka Khaleesi,
aka what's her name? What was her name in this? Kira.
We have Woody Harrelson, who actually was competing with Christian Bale for this role.
Really?
I liked Woody.
Now Mark's paying attention.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Where is she? No, that's way too deep. It's more like this. What'd you say?
We had Thandie Newton, who we talked about a little bit earlier, Paul Bettany, and Jon Favreau. So a pretty star-studded cast.
When was Jon Favreau in here?
He was the voice of the forearm dude.
Yes.
Rio.
I knew I recognized
Rio or Rio?
Rio.
Yep.
Who actually was a good character.
I did like him.
I wish we would have seen more of him.
Did you like Paul Bettany as Dryden? I did.
Plays a psychopath very well.
Other than Vision, I was like, what do I know this guy from? He was Joffrey in A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger.
Oh my god,
that's a throwback. But I was like, that's what he's from, because I was
Deep cut.
I thought he was the kicker from Replacements, but that's not him.
That's not him.
It kind of resembles him, but that's
just
not
because
him.
he's British and blonde.
Well, he does kind of look like him, but anyways, yeah, he's Joffrey from A Knight's Tale, and he's pretty hilarious in that movie too.
He is.
All right,
Heath
let's
Ledger,
talk about the
boy.
good things from this movie. Yeah,
Sure. I'll start out. First of all, it's like what is it, 2.5 hour movie?
it's 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay, it's almost there. I think the pacing in the movie was incredible. They had fantastic action, spotted with good character development. I mean, they already had Han Solo developed already, but like I thought building that universe was great, and it just flowed very well. And it was like a nonstop action movie. That's what you want for one of these Star Wars movies. In previous Star Wars movies, I felt there's some downtime that kind of deters from the movie itself.
So if I may, the comparison for this is Rogue One.
Yes.
Because these are the anthology films. They're not in the direct lineage of the trilogies. So we're going to get one of these every other year. And if you compare this to Rogue One, Acts 1 and 2 of Rogue One are so fucking boring.
They're so boring.
Oh my god, yeah.
That when you butt these up against each other, yeah, this is a fucking mile a minute.
It is, and that's why I liked the pacing of it. I thought that the pacing was incredible. I also really enjoyed the chemistry between Han Solo and Kira. I think Emilia Clarke and
Alden Ehrenreich.
I thought they had a very good chemistry. I feel like you can kind of tell that they had just like the romantic vibe between them, and they played that back and forth very well. And so that got me more invested into the movie and more invested into these characters themselves. From there, the action was just obviously nonstop. The fact that they brought in him as an Imperial soldier, and they kind of gave like trench warfare a shot.
That was very World War One.
Very World War One, and I found that to be very exciting in my own perspective, because it's a take on trench warfare, but also has blasters and thermal detonators and all these different Star Wars mechanics that I found.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I fucking loved it.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Max. Yeah, I was surprised. And that, like, once again, it goes with the pacing of, like, this is an older movie. They're trying to go back in the day for these Star Wars, and they kind of just, like, bring in the homage of actual real wars. And I thought that was a very cool play on the Star Wars universe itself. They surprise you with the universes themselves, and they do a great job of building universes in general. But I think the pacing and the chemistry and the action was just what really brought me in and to really like this movie.
Cool.
I agree with you, Brick. I thought the pacing was great throughout the whole movie. It kept me interested, kept me focused, as opposed to some of the other movies that recently came out with Star Wars. Yeah, I wasn't really digging the first and second acts of those. I, however, didn't really have a moment where I was like, oh, this is such a climactic scene, like when, let's say, Last Jedi, when Mark Hamill is facing down the AT-ATs approaching him, walking towards him, like that shit where I'm like, shit's going down, like freaking out. There wasn't really a point in the movie where I was wanting to jump out of my seat, like, yes, let's get this going. But there were a lot of heart-racing moments throughout the whole movie that kept you intrigued, and I enjoyed it. I think I actually preferred some of the characters in these movies more than like Rogue One and The Last Jedi, Mark Hamill, not talking about him, but I thought this movie was pretty great for someone that doesn't know everything about Star Wars and just goes to these movies knowing they're going to be eye candy, awesome visual effects. I loved it.
I thought it was great because of the story itself ran like parallel to like it was the criminal underworld of the difference between like the Empire versus the Rebellion, and just like it went right in between there. And I think exploring that world deeper was fascinating to me.
I think we can talk a little bit more about that in spoilers.
Sure.
That'll be an interesting conversation.
What'd you think, Ryan?
I think, first of all, I agree that the pacing was much better. The visual effects were great.
Incredible.
There are some space scenes and some battle scenes that are excellent, and it also doesn't lean too heavily on old Star Wars lore. I don't think that they once mentioned the Force in this movie, and that is great, because that means that you're not relying entirely on nostalgia. And that doesn't mean that there are no references, because obviously you have Chewbacca, you have Han Solo, the Millennium Falcon, but it's not entirely that. It's a story that can stand on its own if it absolutely had to.
Solo.
Well, that's good hearing that from you, because one of the things I always think about leaving the movie theaters after watching these new Star Wars movies is, since I'm not as familiar with the whole story arc, is did I miss something? Was there a reference there that people are going to freak out about online? Because I have no idea what's going on, like what people are referencing from past movies. Like I forgot that. I was so young when I watched those movies, and I haven't watched them since.
Agreed. And I'm also not sure of why this movie got like a 52% from the audience, and I want to know why people thought it was so bad.
I can tell you why. Because Star Wars fans are the fucking worst. The whole uprising about The Last Jedi, it was such a divide. It was either you loved or you hated it. There was no in the middle. Star Wars fans have this, I want to call it entitlement. I don't know, that you have to cater to all of their needs. You can't retcon anything. It has to be exactly the Star Wars lore that they want. And it's fucking stupid.
So dumb.
Just watch a movie and enjoy it for what it is.
Exactly. Let them build their own universe, and it's their universe to build. I mean, it's not really yours.
That said, what I didn't like about it, I thought that the attempts at comedy were weak at best.
No comedy, to be honest.
The funniest character was Chewbacca, and he doesn't even speak English.
It was him and the dichotomy between him and Solo being like, well, him freaking out, or kind of like what we did to Mark earlier.
Also, did you feel like you were watching a DC movie? Why was it so dark for every shot?
I didn't really get that.
It was like a Nolan movie. It was so dark.
Really?
I didn't get that feel.
Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe pay attention on a rewatch if you ever get there. But I thought it was very dark.
I will rewatch this. This is one of those movies that I will go back and see. Okay,
well, let's rate it then. If I had to give this a rating, considering what a train wreck this could have been, considering that they fired their directors and reshot 80% of the movie, this is a strong 7 from me.
I think they missed on a lot of the comedy that they could have done so much more with it, in my opinion. And some of that might have been the actor who couldn't improvise, but at the same time, I think they did. There were a couple of times where I like chuckled out loud, like, oh, that was clever. And for me, not knowing a lot of the lore of Star Wars, I had a great time in the theater. This is a movie you need to see in theaters because of the action. I'm going to give it an 8.5.
I really like this one, but I'm going to still give it a 7.5 because I really wasn't that impressed with the past couple ones we've had. I think I rated them like 6.5. I'll give this one a 7.5, and that's pretty good for what I've seen so far, coming from a non-Star Wars guy.
It's kind of embarrassing that I'm the Star Wars guy out of this group because I'm not even really that into it.
I know. I need to dedicate a day to sit down and watch all of them because I don't want to watch one here and watch one there. I just need to fucking get them out of the way.
Of the prequels. They cut all 3 of them together and they cut out all the bullshit that doesn't matter. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Wow.
That's
I
good to know.
would suggest that you watch that.
How long is it?
I think it's like 2 hours. I could be wrong. That's way better than sitting through all 3 of those movies because most of them suck. It cuts out like all of the pod racing, which for a Nintendo 64 game was fine.
Oh, it was awesome. I love racing.
That game. Nintendo 64. Hell
but for a movie is dog shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's spoil this. I will throw the timestamps in the show notes and make sure you stick around afterwards for our recommendations of the week. So spoilers from here on out. Was Donald Glover fucking that robot?
I don't know.
He was, right?
He had to have been because they hint at like, yeah, we make it work. Is that they brought in a lot of like human rights or like yeah, I guess rights issues because they're robots. I can't say human rights when it comes
They
to
made
that.
a big deal in the media about Lando being pansexual, meaning that he will fuck anything.
He'll fuck a
He
pan.
fucked that robot.
He fucked that robot then, 1,000,000%.
And that's fine. I'm not mad at it. But just come out and say you fucked that robot.
Yeah. What the name though doesn't really ring
L337.
L3.
Leet.
Yeah, that's 3 L's. That's two L's is LL Cool J. 1 L.
He was
Just a
beating those
loser.
robot cheeks.
She mentioned something along the lines of, I think he's in love with me. So does
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
mean he fucked the robot?
I think he fucked that robot.
Donald Robot or Donald Glover, known robot
Donald
banger.
Robot.
Donald Root.
That would be his last name, I guess, right?
All right. Killing 2 characters in the second half of this film. You got Thandie Newton that dies, and you got Rio, Jon Favreau, that dies. I feel like that made the consequences more real, but at the same time, you know that Han Solo and Chewie can't die.
Literally can't die.
Yeah.
Orlando.
Yep.
And it's the same thing that they did in Rogue One, where you have these ancillary characters, and in order to tie up a loose end, you just kill all of them. Woody Harrelson's character dies because you have to, because you know, going into the original trilogy, they can't be around.
The difference is I actually didn't expect that. I heard the news that they're making a Boba Fett movie
Ugh.
before I went to go see it. And then when he actually left, they timed that out perfectly. He said, well, I heard there's a big payday on Tatooine, which is what, Boba Fett's home country?
No, he's talking about Jabba the Hutt, the gangster.
Java.
Where's Boba Fett from?
He's Mandalorian.
But where's he? Is he? What's that? Is that the
He's
planet?
a Mandalorian. He's talking about Jabba the Hutt, the gangster, who has a score for them to go work for.
Yep.
Also, did you notice in Dryden's cave or office or whatever, he had Mandalorian armor hanging on his wall, which basically means that he killed a Mandalorian because Boba Fett's a bitch.
Boba Fett's not. I love Boba Fett
Yeah, you would. Because you don't know anything about him.
because he's dope,
Anyways,
dude.
moving on.
You just like his jetpacks, be honest.
I like
Yeah,
playing as him in
You like his
Battlefield 2.
toys, dude.
I like playing with him as Battlefield 2. He's my main character, and I just was wrist rocking people to death.
How did you guys feel about the reveal of the quote-unquote beast, a.k.a. Chewbacca?
I didn't expect it, actually. I wasn't
Pretty
sure.
hilarious, right?
I thought it was actually
Wait,
awesome.
you didn't
I
think
was
that was going to
"Ooh."
be Chewbacca walking out of that
No,
cave?
I didn't.
Really?
No.
I
didn't.
I'm going to be completely honest. I knew it was going to be Chewbacca.
I had no idea. I thought it was gonna be like. I thought he was gonna like have to like wrestle like a giant like frog being and just like
well, it
kill him
was-
somehow like a badass.
I mean, it was reminiscent of Luke Skywalker, being thrown in the pit and having to fight that monster. But does that mean that Chewbacca was eating prisoners to survive?
Maybe.
They haven't fed him in 3 days, and absolutely that means that.
He does rip that dude's arms off.
Yeah.
That was fucked up.
That was awesome. Yeah. And he's
Did this satiate your bloodlust, Mark?
some of those scenes when they're in Chewbacca's pit or his arena, when he's throwing around Han Solo, were pretty intense. He was like
Pretty
whipping
brutal.
him against that pole.
I liked the dynamic that they had. Also, he's like, "Yeah, I speak a little Chewy," and just like
It was like Thor speaking Groot.
Yeah.
exactly. I
It
thought
was
that was
beautiful.
very cool and clever to just have that as a thing.
All right, let's take a break. Put that fucking AC on. What, are you in a hurry to get back in your car?
Oh,
Whammy.
nice jab. Nice jab. Let's get it popping. Whammy! All right.
Sorry. I'm not sorry. So a good deal of the Easter eggs in this are meant to play on nostalgia and nostalgia alone. For example, we've always heard that Han won the Millennium Falcon from Lando in a card game.
I fucking love that.
Did you
scene.
really?
I thought it was great at the end because it was brutally a loose string that they didn't address in the beginning. I can't believe Donald Glover didn't be like, "Oh, well, where's my actual car? Like, you're going to pay me immediately." But then Amelia Clark came in and she was like, forgot all about it.
It would have been so much better if he just walked in and it was like you see him take the thing that up his sleeve that he's cheating with,
Mhm.
and they just end it there. And then you just know. You don't need to show me that. I know what happens. He wins the Millennium Falcon in that card game because Lando can't cheat.
True. But I liked the fact that he had to do it because I wasn't 100% sure that he grabbed it.
Are you
I knew that he knew.
Are you sure?
What?
Because the first card game was made clear to the audience that
he
this
was
was
cheating.
for the Millennium Falcon and whatever starship or spaceship or whatever Han Solo was driving or flying. The second one, did they insinuate at all? Did he
The
throw
one
down
at the very
keys or
end
at
of the
all?
movie.
Because all I
100%.
remember is Han Solo threw down the little tube of that matter.
Crystal. Yeah.
but I didn't notice
Yes.
anything. Okay.
That's where he wins the Millennium Falcon.
100%.
So yeah, that's why I don't know anything about Star Wars.
Sure.
I don't either, but that was very clear.
We also see where Han gets his blaster, which is from Woody Harrelson. He takes the scope off of it and shorts it up.
And his name.
Yeah, that's fine.
I thought that was kind of cool.
We see the legendary Kessel Run that he makes in supposedly 12 parsecs, even though Chewie's
True.
like, well, no, not really.
Hey, what's the deal with him? Wasn't there a rumor that in the VHS version of one of the movies that he shot first at one of the guys, and like the ending with Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, it was an
all together.
homage to the fact that Han shot first.
Tell me about that, because I don't actually know about it.
That's just what it is he shoots first.
Where?
In the cantina, he shoots the bounty hunter, I guess you would call him. He shoots him first. That's all there is to it.
And they edited it.
They edited it to change it so that Han can be more of, I don't know, I guess a good guy.
A hero, good guy.
Yeah, it doesn't make him look like as much of a piece of shit.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. In this movie, they show him, he's like, I'm not a good guy. He keeps reiterating that he's not a good guy, but he really is a good guy.
Especially in the end, he makes the good guy choice.
And he also shoots Woody Harrelson to make that he shoots first. And I think that was an homage to that.
It 100% was. But also Woody Harrelson in this is the dick. And I got kind of sick at the end of everybody double crossing everybody else. I'm like, all right, I get it.
Mega double crosses.
It's
so
like
many.
Sextuple cross. I'm done with this.
So many.
Let's talk about the worst double cross, the worst treatment of all time in this movie from his lover, Kira, just leaving him on the spaceship. And he's just like, no, looking up at her. Peace.
I also found it hilarious that she like did some Hurricane Rana version of like fucking over Han like for 1 second, and then she flips back against Vision, I guess. What do you call him?
Trident.
No, Trident.
The fact that there was so unnecessary to just like take out Han Solo in that moment. He could have just waited and just like taken out the main bad guy. But nope, she had to Hurricane Rana him to fake that she was on his side in order to stab him in the back. It was like the dumbest thing of all time.
There is an actual name for the martial art, and I'm totally blanking on what it is right now.
Hey, when Kira left him in the ending scene when she left Han, did you think he knew that was going to happen, or do you think he was kind of caught off guard?
I think he was caught off guard.
No, you can't. No.
Terras Kasi. I knew I could. God damn it. The martial art that she employs is called Terras Kasi.
Nice.
I don't know why I felt the urge to look that up. Would the card game scenes have meant more to you guys if they were just playing poker?
No.
It would have made a little more sense. I guess it didn't not make sense, but I just...
It doesn't
Here's a
make sense.
floob.
Let me just...
Oh, well, here is a Gherkin.
I think it would have been more weird if they were playing like 5-card draw or something. Like,
but
I agree.
It doesn't make any sense.
I agree, but at the same time, I didn't care for the Gerd flurbs.
They're on planet Galgamech. There shouldn't be playing.
I'm
5-card
guessing
draw.
neither of you know the objective of Sabak.
No, tell us.
No, we fucking
Tell
don't.
us
You
right
actual
now,
dork
so I can splooge in my gabak as we speak.
And I'm not a Star Wars guy, but I know how to play Glurb Glob.
Yeah, Groovy
Fucking
McGlad.
loser.
Sabak. And
Okay.
I used to know how to play because I used to read the books, but it's basically like a plus and minus game where you're trying to basically cancel out the other player's cards.
And here's a
I'm sure that I'm
flab.
fucking this up, but yeah, this is a flurb glob. Look, it doesn't matter. If it would have been poker, everybody else could have related to it. It would have been fine.
Hold on. I have a question. The last card game at the end, when Han steals that one card that Lando was going to play to win, but he plays it instead. How is that possible? You clearly stole it from him. It shouldn't even be playable at that point.
It's like having an ace up your sleeve.
He's like, wasn't he like, you looking for this?
That's basically what it was. And and you can't call him out for cheating because he was cheating.
You cheated too, yeah.
I don't get that part. That's what I
think
understand.
The implication was that Han could beat him if Lando wasn't a cheater.
Okay. Maybe he would have won anyways.
I don't know.
I don't know. Gloop
he should have won the first time anyway. But
yes.
Lando clearly cheated.
Right, but he cheated. Did either of you expect to see Darth Maul at the end of this movie?
Fuck no. And that was, I thought, incredible because he's one of my favorite villains in the whole series.
The worst thing they ever did with the prequels, and there are many egregious errors, was killing off Darth Maul because he's an excellent villain.
So badass.
You had Ray Park to come back to reprise this role. You can tell that this is after he's been cut in half. He's got his robot legs and shit. So if you've never seen the cartoon,
wow.
Yeah, and name a Star Wars villain with a better lightsaber. You can't.
Nobody.
Argue with me. I dare you.
I played in Battlefront 2. The most fun thing to do is be Darth Maul and murder everybody.
Amazing.
fucking
so
nerd.
much fun. I'm a nerd for playing video games. I want to be Darth Maul, not you watching him do his fucking robot shit. Best
Nerd alert!
They used to say that in my work,
You're going to talk about Darth Maul.
and that pisses me off that you brought that nerd alert. Because I still have to watch like webinars of like, oh, this is why toiletries are fucking important. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not selling this shit. Don't give me this nerd alert. I hate it. I hate you. Peace.
Nerd!
Way better. Way better.
All right, back to Darth Maul. So if you haven't watched the Clone Wars cartoon, you don't know that Darth Maul lived from being cut in half by Ewan McGregor. He lived, quote unquote, by sheer will, and basically has robot legs, and he leaves the Sith to become basically a crime boss. So that's what he's doing here. That's why he's dealing with Dryden and Kira, and that's where he is in his life.
So he
So
started
good for
from
him.
the bottom.
And now
Oh,
he's
yeah.
here.
Okay. Got it.
Sick.
Should have just referenced that, but okay.
This is
Well, he started
canon,
on the
I
Sith,
guess.
and now he's here. So I guess he didn't really start at the bottom because
Well, he
The
does
Sith
have
is
those
kinda
weird horn
up
things
there.
on his face. I don't know.
Sith is up there. The Sith is like, you want to be the Sith or a Jedi, and then you don't just like, the Sith isn't the bottom dweller.
What do you want to see next? What is the next logical progression of this?
I want to see Darth Maul.
As a crime boss?
Yes.
That's fair. What did you guys think about the Marauders? And the reveal, I guess, that they were basically teenagers who were they were basically the beginning of the rebellion.
Exactly. And I thought early on, I was like, damn, this could be a pretty dope character with their electric, what would you even call that? Like a staff?
I don't know. Big misdirect.
Sorry.
Right? Because you think it's just like a big, bulky, middle-aged alien guy. And it turns out to be a 15-year-old girl.
She looked like she was like half black, half white with reddish.
You're talking
kinda
about the
curly hair.
Marauder.
Yes. Who is
Yeah,
she?
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't fucking
You
know.
don't know. I thought you referred to her as he
Yeah,
at
well,
one point.
No.
that's what you think that she is
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
from the jump. But
I think after, once she's on that desert island, kind of talking to Han about they're transferring the power of the crystals that they just got, I looked at it and I was like, damn, this bitch is kind of small. And then she revealed herself and I was like, oh, it's a teenage girl. That's probably why she looks so small. But when she was fighting Woody Harrelson, like she was whooping ass and
Yeah,
she
for
totally had a deep voice and like it was 100% a misdirect.
final thoughts on Star Wars, Han Solo, something or other. It's hot in here. I can't focus.
I agree. I thought it was good. I thought it was definitely worth a movie theater watch. Definitely check it out. Also,
Movie pass it.
Also hilarious when Woody Harrelson hurts his thumbs. Just throwing that out there.
Woody Harrelson is fucking brilliant.
I
He's
love Woody Harrelson.
amazing in everything that he does. I love him. I hope he acts forever.
Same. Also, I really enjoyed the part that I felt like they had the greatest chemistry was
Please tell me it was the cloaks.
it was the cape scene.
Yes.
Absolutely. They totally had a great back and forth in there, and you could totally tell they haven't seen each other for years, but they still have that chemistry. It was just I thought that was awesome.
You love
I don't
Khaleesi.
totally agree with the fact that they had good chemistry. I don't think that's true. That was one of the few scenes where I felt like they played well off each other.
Absolutely.
You just love Khaleesi, Brick.
Yeah.
Be honest.
I knew that you were going to be swayed on this.
She could have sucked ass and you would have been like, her chemistry, her performance.
Amelia
was
Clarke
off
is
the
so
charts.
brilliant.
Well,
Where's
she is.
Drogon?
She dominated, and I'm Drogon.
Drogo.
Where's Rhaegar?
Also, just a funny thing that I found out was during the shooting of one of the original Star Wars movies, they were in the Redwood Forest, obviously,
On
And-
Endor.
on Endor, and Chewbacca had his own personal bodyguards. Did you guys know that? Because the directors thought that he
Peter
was
Mayhew?
actually going to get shot down.
You mean the actor?
The actor had his own personal
Peter Mayhew.
bodyguards
Why?
because they thought that hunters would think that he was Bigfoot, because Bigfoot is notorious for being in that area.
That's
And they
amazing.
thought that they were going to shoot him and kill him down.
And they wouldn't notice a huge movie set moving throughout the forest and all these other people in the vicinity of this Chewbacca.
Yeah, I
Makes
was
no
listening to a
sense.
podcast the other day, aka yesterday, called Ridiculous History. And it's about the episode that just aired was Chewbacca having his own personal bodyguard because they thought that he was going to be recognized as Bigfoot in the Red Forest area of Northern California.
What's his name again? The actor? Smithers?
Peter Mayhew.
So Peter
He's
Mayhew,
huge.
I also heard when he was preparing for the role, kind of did a method type acting scenario where he
Just growled at people.
he wore the on-set makeup and costume for 4 weeks, for a whole month leading up to filming.
Wow, that's dumb.
And
He's actually not playing Chewbacca in the last couple of movies.
and by the way, I completely made that up. See how easy it is, Brick, to do that? So, anyways.
Wow.
Speaking of other references, we do have Warwick Davis, the little person, who played an Ewok in the original trilogy. He was on Endor. I'm blanking on the name of the Ewok that he plays. But
Jumu
he
Jabu.
is one of the Marauders. So, nice little cameo.
That is a nice little cameo.
Any
also, what'd you think of Maeve's stupid afro?
I love how you just call her
That was
Maeve.
very bad.
Why have her have a stupid afro?
That was her actual hair, so you're just calling her
I
hair stupid?
don't think
That's
that it is.
not true.
Wow, you're the worst.
You know what? So maybe it was.
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, maybe
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. What do you have to say
Holy
about
shit.
black
You didn't have to-
people?
You
Really?
didn't have to
can't
call it
believe
that.
I'm getting Chewbacca right now. Unbelievable.
All right, that wraps up our solo review. You have the worst Chewbacca
I
ever.
can't do a Chewbacca.
You really can't.
Wow, that is bad. Mark's like, terrible.
Mark just sounds like you after you got your car run into.
God damn it! You had to end on that. I was gonna walk out to my car and be like, "Oh yeah, let's just go home." Oh wait, my car's obliterated. Fuck.
All right, let's get into recommendations for the week. I have one, Fahrenheit 451 on HBO. It was a movie that came out, I think, last week, starring Michael B. Jordan, Michael Shannon, Sophia Boutella, scored a measly 32% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think it was that bad.
Really? I was pumped to see that.
When you compare it to the book, it's not the same thing, but
That's
also, shut up, nerds. It's fine. It's
Yeah,
a
I didn't
good
know there
movie.
was a book.
It's a modern adaptation. There are LED screens everywhere. It's a fucking different interpretation. Just watch it and shut up and enjoy it.
So it's a movie, not a series.
No, it's a movie. It's an HBO movie. Michael B. Jordan is the star, and he does an excellent job.
You know what I wouldn't mind watching or having someone film? The original Chicago fire that burned down the entire city and we had to rebuild it.
Well, raise a couple $1 million and shoot it.
Okay. Well, here's my recommendation. Detroiters. That shit
This is at least the third time you've brought this up.
I keep bringing it up because it's literally the funniest show on TV right now. Swear to God. Check it out. It's actually just brilliant. The new season comes out June 21st. Catch up on season 1. It's on Comedy Central. It's actually the funniest show on TV that's airing right now. Check it out. Detroiters.
Mark, what do you got? Thanks for joining us. I recommend that you hate on retarded people.
Oh my God, brutal.
Can you believe that Mark said that?
I actually am still blown away that he said exactly this. Yeah, and then he ended it with a little bit of... I couldn't believe how badly he just ripped on... I can't wait to hear that edited. He just opened up his calculator. So fucking figure it out.
I recommend 4 times 10.
I recommend you get a goddamn recommendation. Let's fucking go.
All right, my recommendation. I hope everyone is watching the show, but Silicon Valley is on season 5. I think they just finished up episode 8 last week. But please watch this goddamn show. It is so hilarious. If you enjoy a comedy, a sitcom, and you want to watch some good TV, preferably an HBO series, you have to check this out. So there's my recommendation.
You just love everything that has ever come out of HBO.
I like a lot, and I'm pretty pumped to see that Fahrenheit movie too, because I love Michael B. Jordan, and I was going to ask you,
And
how is
Shannon.
How is Michael Shannon in
I
that?
like Michael Shannon as an
He's born to play a villain. Think about how good he was in The Shape of
So
Water.
creepy.
I thought he was incredible in Boardwalk Empire as a villain.
Yeah, he's
He kind of turns on you though too. in that.
amazing. He's so good. Anyways, my last recommendation is, despite Jeffrey Tambor apparently being a massive piece of shit, I'm very excited for the return of Arrested Development
Fuck
next
yes.
Tuesday. This sucks. They can make more Arrested Development without Jeffrey Tambor. They can't do it without Jessica Walter. She is pivotal to the show.
Where-
He is not.
She's not. Where's she going?
She's not going anywhere.
Good.
but she had an interview with the New York Times last week where she talked about how verbally abusive he was on set. And apparently he's just a real dickhead. And that's why he got fired from Transparent on Amazon. He just really sounds like a real shitbag.
It's unfortunate.
Which is super unfortunate. Fuck him.
As long as
Kick him off the show. I'm done with him. Jessica Walter, we can't do it without you.
Can't do it.
We support you. Fuck off, Jeffrey Tambor.
Here we go.
Next week, we want to hear your dumb stories that got you hurt. It doesn't matter how, just call us and tell us your stories.
We'll tell you how James McCoon got hurt too with his
yes,
double
we will.
backflips.
You can call or text us at 847-920-6107 or find us at the Chumpcast on all social media.
All right. Whether you like it or not, we'll be back next week, motherfuckers. So for now, Chumps out!
So if you rebuke me for working with someone else on a couple of V's, what do you really think of the nigga that's making your beats? I've done things for him I thought that he never would need. Father had to stretch his hands out and get it from me. I pop style for 30 hours, then let him repeat. Now you popping up with the jokes, I'm dead, I'm asleep. I just left from over by y'all putting pen to the sheets. Tired of sitting quiet and helping my enemies eat. Keep getting temperature checks, they know that my head overheats. Don't know why the fuck you niggas listen to Denim and Steve. Must have had your infrared wrong, now your head in a beam. Y'all are the spitting image of whatever jealousy breeds. Don't push me when I'm in album mode. You're not even top 5 as far as your label talent goes. You send shots, well I gotta challenge those. But I bring calicos to the